All right, welcome in everybody. Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the Hales Corner Sim Racing League. Street stocks on the menu tonight, right here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Right now I got about 15 of these guys checked in. This is a little bit of a test session. Guys going to go ahead and run a regular program. I have two shows for you tonight. They're going to do the street stocks here, and they're going to turn around, and then we'll be putting the limited late models up as well. Second show. But they wanted to see what it would look like being here on the Dirt Racing Network, and we're happy to oblige them. Going to give them a couple more minutes to get some practice laps in. And then they will start through the night. Couple of heat races. Feature race for you, 35 laps, the distance in the feature. We wanted to get in early, give these guys everything that they are expecting. Let them see how this is going to work for their series. If you're part of the Hales Corner history, make sure that you say hi in the chat. I do see Kenneth saying hello there, and he's a Hales Corner alum. So we will let the guys have a little bit more time on the track. Tony Ichkowski. Watch these guys go around here just a little bit. Just getting familiar with some of the cars, some of the drivers. 16 of Randall Nicholas. Chris Johnson, the 112 car. If you are new to viewing Dirt Sim Racing on the Dirt Racing Network, please drop by the Facebook page, The Dirt Racing Network. Like, share, and follow the page. If you're watching us over on Twitch or YouTube, subscribe to the channel. You know, every time we go live, 5 days a week now with the addition of this Sunday racing. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday every week. Practice about to wind down, and that means it is time for our pre-race ceremonies. With that, we will turn it over to public address.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, thank you to Mr. and Mr. Foley, father and son team there doing our Invocation International Anthem as always. Good friends of the Dirt Racing Network. Right now, cars qualifying. It looks like Andrew Gross, quickest in qualifying. Steve Nicholas, Randall Nicholas, Ricky Johnson, John Burnside, Jason Enoch, Tony Ichkowski, Corey Funk, Justin Blackburn, and Gary Budzine in that top 10. Maybe Blake Johnson, Chris Johnson, all out on track right now. Looks like Ryan Fisher maybe not taking time. Watch Mr. Chris Johnson. He moved up to fourth quick. 19.521, slightly behind the 19.324 of Reed Arundel, who took over the top spot. Head of Blake Johnson, then Gross dropped all the way to third. Ryan Fisher on track. Let's watch Ryan Fisher's laps here. A pink and blue Purolator machine. No, it's a Pinkala machine. I just caught a quick view of the P, and it was kind of funny. So
about a minute left in qualifying, guys. Hopefully, Ryan, hopefully you're going to get your lap done.
Get those guys muted. They were telling Mr. Fisher that he was just about out of time qualifying. Looks like he is going to get his first lap in for sure. Jumps all the way to third in 19.419. And he'll have plenty of time to finish up his second lap here. At 19.380. All right, qualifying wrapping up right now. They will start breaking into heat race groups. We'll broke it into 2 heat races. We will have 7 cars in our first heat race. On the pole, the Extreme Speed Cyclone Motorsports number 16. From Racine, Wisconsin, Randall Nicholas. On the outside of him, the Shark RC Car Bodies, number 112. From Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, Chris Johnson. Row 2 on the inside, the Pinkala Auto Solutions, number 41. I don't believe that car had a 41 on it, but maybe it didn't. I just saw a 4 on the back of it. He's from Oak Creek, Wisconsin. He's Ryan Fisher. And on the outside of him, the Buddies Racing Equipment, TDC Race Team, number 43. From Oxford, Michigan, Reed Rundle. And on the back row, the back full row, and the Sorens Ford, number 11 from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, Ricky Johnson. Into his outside, Jason Enoch in the 66 car. And the very last starter in the field in the 21, you see it right there, the white, green, and black machine. It's Corey Funk. All right, one more pace lap. They will go green out of turn number 4. That pace truck's going to take a hard left turn in the middle of the backstretch. On a normal night, the top 5 would go straight to the feature. Tonight, everybody's going to make it through. Ready for Mr. Randall Nicholas to find the loud pedal. Get us started right here.
Green, green, green.
Engines coming to life, racing at the dirt track at Charlotte. The Hales Corner Street Stock Series now. A big gaggle of cars down into one. All 6 of the front 6 were side by side by side. You saw a tiny bit of contact between Johnson and Rundle right there. Comes the 66 machine streaking back in, but at the end of lap number 1, Randall Nicholas is going to have the lead over Ryan Fisher. Chris Johnson was in third. Ricky Johnson, the 11 car down on the inside, showed into fourth. They are going to head down the back stretch. 2 rows, 3 cars on the outside, 3 cars on the inside, not side by side by any means, but they try to get that way down the center of the corner. So we've completed 2 of the 10 scheduled laps. Everybody pretty much staying right on top of each other now. Battle for the lead. Fisher has the inside on Nicholas going into 3. Will he still have it on the exit of turn 4? The momentum off the top side. Not quite enough that time by. Fisher had the lead over Nicholas, but it was short-lived as Nicholas got right back around him on the top side going into 1. Still a great battle down the back stretch. They are about half a car separating them, and Chris Johnson now putting that 116 car way down low out of 4, 3 wide. It is going to be Fisher, Nicholas, and Johnson. Your top 3. Reed Rundle, the 43 machine, hanging right in there in 4th. Trying to find some momentum to get that orange and white machine up into this battle a little bit tighter here. Halfway this time by. Nicholas starting to make a run on the high side. He is finding how to keep that number 16 car wound up. Keep the momentum rolling down the straightaways. Just running right up alongside the 41 machine of Fisher. Just not able to do much with him. You see Reed Rundle doing the same thing on the outside. He may have third position away from Chris Johnson when they get to the line, and he does. Now he's going to turn the car left to go to the inside. And Reed Rundle making a battle out of it for second. He and Randall Nicholas, your pole sitter for Heat 1, battling over second. Fisher clean into the lead. 3 laps to go this time by Fisher, Rundle, Nicholas, Johnson, Enoch, and Funk in that order. Great battle up front. Front 5, nearly under a blanket. Ryan Fisher, the only car with any kind of real breathing room right now, and he's your leader when they get to 2 to go. Oh, Chris Johnson out of shape, and he is going to fall back to the field. The 116 car got a little too sideways down on the bottom, and he went from about 5th all the way back to 7th right there. In the blink of an eye, now single file in your top 3 as they go into turns 3 and 4. Going to get the white flag one more time around. Fisher, Rundle, Nicholas, Enoch, then Johnson, Funk, and Johnson. Here's the bid for the lead. Bottom of turn 2, final lap. Not quite enough. Couldn't get the nose on the inside that time. Could Rundle. Yeah, it looks like Fisher is going to pick up the Heat 1 win right here. Rundle's second. Randall Nicholas in third. Jason Enoch, Ricky Johnson, Corey Funk, and Chris Johnson. All right, 1 down, 1 to go in our heat races. On the pole for Heat 2, the GB Restoration and Repair at number 77 from East Troy, Wisconsin, Gary Budzine. And on his outside, the Extreme Speed Cyclone Motorsports at number 7 from Caledonia, Wisconsin, Steve Nicholas. Row 2 on the inside, the 14 of Andrew Gross, and on the outside of him, the Kiersik Electric, number 00, Waukesha, Wisconsin's Blake Johnson. Row 3 inside, John Burnside, the 55, and on the outside of him, the Black Flag Racing, number 10, West Allis, Wisconsin's Tony Itchkowski. And on the back row, in the 4 car, going to be Justin Blackburn. So 7 more cars, 10 more laps. Like I said at the beginning, everybody tonight going through the feature. They'll have 35 laps. There'll be no B main tonight. Basically racing for your starting spot in your heat race right now. A little bit of a test session to see if these guys are going to enjoy being on the Dirt Racing Network with us. Hopefully we can turn this into a permanent situation. So if you guys are liking what you see, be sure you let the guys know. You want to see more of this on Sunday evenings. We get done with this show, it'll be a short break, and we will come back with their limited late models. right, pace truck's going to make that hard left turn right here. Waiting for him to come out of turn 4. Budzine. Controlling the field, getting ready to go green.
Green.
Green flag from our flag man. And 3 deep, 2 wide. They're going to go down. Now they're going to go 3 wide, 2 deep into turns 1 and 2. Everybody jockeying for a little bit of position. And on the outside, Steve Nicholas nose ahead going into 3 and 4. Can he use that high side, keep the momentum up, and get away from these guys? He leads lap number 1. They're 3 wide behind him for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Johnson, Budzine, and Gross in there now. Blake Johnson, good run out of the top of 2, is going to challenge for the lead. Took it to the inside that time. Wasn't able to make it happen. They've singled out the front 4. Nicholas, Johnson, Gross, and Budzine in behind that. The Itch, 10 car back here, running in 5th in front of Burnside and Blackburn. We'll go back to the front. Looks like Nicholas, Steve Nicholas, getting away from these guys a little bit. Got a couple of car lengths of cushion over Blake Johnson. They're going to work off of turn 2 down the back stretch. 14 car of Andrew Gross trying to show the nose to the 00 of Blake Johnson. Just not able to get it right up there where he can see it. Maybe distract him a little bit. Cause that double lock to make a mistake. Good drive down into the corner. He's going to get there this time down the backstretch. Going to pull right alongside, door to door, wheel to wheel. Driving that car very deep into the corners, getting it to stick down on the bottom. That's going to give him a lot of room to work with on the exits. 00 not really forcing the issue and keeping him pinned down. They are not losing an inch to the 7 car of Steve Nicholas at this point. We're going to come around and see 4 to go. Heat race laps click off quickly. Good drive out of the corner. Now Blake Johnson going to clear Andrew Gross. We'll go back and take a look back here. Budzine has fallen off of these guys about 5 car lengths right now. And they're going to see 3 to go when they come out of turn 4 this time. Oh, little love tap in the back end there. Blake Johnson got into Nicholas. It caused Johnson to go way up the hill, and that allowed Gross to get back to his inside. Now we'll see 14 car has any kind of momentum to make the run and take over second. It has been all Steve Nicholas in this one. He's going to get the 2 to go signal from our flagman right here. Now Andrew Gross clears the 00 of Blake Johnson that time, but Johnson with a deep drive into 1 and 2, and he's going to pull back alongside. They closed the gap on the 7 machine of Nicholas as he slid a little out of shape down to 1 and 2. Gets another love tap from the 00 car of Blake Johnson, but he maintains the lead under the white flag. Now 14 car. Good closing rate right there in the middle of 1 and 2. Don't know what he's going to do in 3 and 4, but if he's going to make a move, he's got to do it now. Looks like Nicholas is going to pick up the win in Heat 2. Andrew Gross, Blake Johnson, Gary Budzine, Tony Itzkowski, John Burnside, and Justin Blackburn in that order. This heat racing action has ended, and they are going to have a B main. This has got to be just for show here. 4 cars, all racing for starting position. It'll be Blackburn and Chris Johnson on the front row. John Burnside and Corey Funk in the second row. Only 4 cars going to be starting this one. Well, that's very good information to have there, Joni. Thank you for that. Guys, don't forget, second show will be coming up after the feature on this one. We give these guys a few minutes of break, give them a chance to switch servers. We will shut down this broadcast. We'll come back live again. different cars. Same track, same format. All right, B main. Be green next time out of turn 4. Looks like a trophy dash from back in the day to me. 4 guys going to get out of here, handful of laps. Try not to rough each other up too much. Save that for the feature. All right, base truck in. Ready for Mr. Justin Blackburn to find the loud pedal and get us started. Green flag is out. B main is underway. 4 cars racing for 15 laps. This is just for your starting position in the feature. Maybe a little bit of bragging rights to say, hey, I didn't have to start last in the very first one. Right now, Chris Johnson around the top side. Into the lead, Corey Funk. 21 car went around the high side of Justin Blackburn. He took over second. Then it's Blackburn and then Burnside behind that. And Burnside is going to the high side. Got the 4 car stuck down on the bottom. It doesn't look like he can get that thing wound up enough coming up off of the corners. He's giving up spots left and right here. And he is all the way back to 4th now as Burnside slips around him. So it's Johnson, Funk, Burnside, and then Blackburn. Wow, Mr. Stolfus, after the messages you just sent me, do you want to be in here doing those things? Does not bode well for your driver application. I'm just saying, buddy. Just saying. All right, Chris Johnson still out front. Oh, little contact there. You saw the 55 of Blackburn get into 3 a little bit hot, and he got into the left rear corner of the 21 of Corey Funk. Got him completely out of shape. He has the car back up underneath him, but he is a full straightaway behind Justin Blackburn right now. Still Chris Johnson out in front. Oh, you're such a suck-up, KR. You really are, buddy. Johnson in front of Funk now has started to gap him just a little. Took it from nose to tail out to about 5-6 car lengths. Good run out of 2 that time. Funk still in second. Blackburn a good distance back. Worked around the sliding, spinning car of John Burnside. Burnside now trying to figure out where he's going to run that car in the feature. Find some grip, make some time up. He is going to be starting deep in our feature field tonight. But we will be halfway this time by in our B main, and Chris Johnson 0.7 of a second in front of Corey Funk. See your 2 leaders right there. Almost the same line. Mr. Funk trying to go a little wider. Maybe see if there's some grip up in those marbles. Maybe try to push that cushion a little bit wider. Keep the car a little more wound up when it comes feature time. These 4 guys are going to start in the last 2 rows of our feature tonight. So figuring out where the fast line is, kind of a test session for them right now. They're going to be able to learn quite a bit before they get in here for 35 laps in the feature. Still Johnson now, almost a full second ahead of Funk. Funk's got over a second, about 1.2 seconds in front of Justin Blackburn, and he's got about, another 1.2 seconds over John Burnside. Going to be 5 to go this time by out of turn 4. Make it 5 to go right here. Make it 4 to go out of turns 3 and 4. Chris Johnson took the lead on lap 1 and has not relinquished it yet. In fact, has grown that lead to over 1 second over Funk. Lap times for those two of the last lap nearly identical, 19.708 to a 19.722. You can see Funk a little bit wider here. He might be finding some grip right there on the exit and able to keep that car just a little bit more wound up that time. 10th and a half faster for the 21 car. Maybe too little, too late, but good education for our feature race here shortly. 2 to go this time. Chris Johnson still in front of Corey Funk and Justin Blackburn. 3.2 seconds behind your leader. John Burnside, another 2.7 seconds behind that. Lap times, a 19.884 for your leader, a 6.44 for second place. So Funk finding something, able to close the gap this time by. Identical lap time, 6.76, 6.70. The white flag. 2 more corners and half a straightaway. Chris Johnson's going to win the B main over Corey Funk, then Justin Blackburn and John Burnside in that order. These guys will start in our final 2 rows of tonight's 35 lap A main. All right. So, showing 14 starters. We will start getting ready here. Feature race time. On the pole, going to be the 00 Blake Johnson. On his outside, the 16 of Randall Nicholas. Row 2 on the inside, Andrew Gross. To the outside of him, Reed Rundle. Steve Nicholas starting inside of row number 3 with Ryan Fisher on his outside. Jason Enoch in the 4th row on the inside. Gary Budzine on the outside of him. Row 5 inside, Ricky Johnson. On the outside, Tony Ichkowski. In row 6, you'll see Chris Johnson on the inside and Corey Funk. Those guys ran in the B main. And on the back row, Justin Blackburn and John Burnside. So we'll give these guys a couple of pace laps. 35 laps on the board. I don't know what that didn't change for. Yeah, it's an updated one. All right, lights will go off on the pace track right here next time. But they come off of turn 4. The green flag will be in the air. And we will be underway for 35 laps. All right, pace truck is in. Johnson and Nicholas. Ready to go green right here. 35 green flag laps, and the green flag is out. We are underway. Hales Corner Sim Racing League Street Stocks. The dirt track at Charlotte, and a big move immediately. Andrew Gross tried to go down low. Wasn't able to do anything with it. He is going to come out with second on the exit of 2 down the backstretch. Blake Johnson grabbed the lead quickly. Car backwards. That's the 10 car. I think that is Tony Ichkowski. And we will go see what happened to him. I think he got in the corner a little hot, and I think he might have got a little tap from behind down there. Maybe a little tap from the side here. 11 car, and he may be getting together. Nope, he slid up, got his right front into the left side of the 77. Looks like the front end of that car is going to be the worst for the wear on that thing, but he's going to be able to continue. 55 car of John Burnside. Heavy damage to that car. I don't think he's going to be able to continue. Okay, some Ricky Johnson fans here right now. Ricky back in the 9th position. Got his work cut out for him, but got a lot of laps to get it done. Cars will double up. Looks like a little 2x2 action here. Thought for a second we were going to see Dover restarts or Delaware restarts. May the leader have the front row all to himself, but it looks like they will get them 2x2. So Andrew Gross and Blake Johnson back on the front row. Waiting on the flagman to show him the green laundry. There it is, racing back underway. You can see Gross going right to the bottom. Nicks that tire on the inside of 1 and 2. That car is going to be backwards. Caution. We were watching live when it happened. He'd been flirting with it. He took it down in there. And that left front clipped that infield tractor tire. And that is never a good way to do anything. Looks like rear end may be knocked out of that car as well. So we'll see if he's able to get in there and get a reset. Not looking good. Looks like he can't get it lined up correctly in the pit stall. Or they may not have any resets. Either way, Johnson, Nicholas, Rundle, Nicholas, Fisher, Budzine, Johnson, Enoch, Blackburn, and Ichkowski, the top 10. A lot of Johnsons in there. Johnson must be a popular name in Wisconsin. Should see the lights go off on our pace truck here. Driver's going to start putting it together 2x2. "27 laps remain in our 35-lap feature. Going to be green out of turn 4 this time right here. Randall Nicholas, Blake Johnson. Green. Bringing us back to it. There's the green flag. Randall Nicholas kind of asleep on that restart, and he's going to allow Rundle to get by on the inside. May allow Fisher in the 41 to get by as well. So it'll be Johnson, Rundle, and then Fisher and Nicholas behind that, battling over third. As Reed Rundle puts the nose of the 43 machine down on the inside, and he takes the lead that time by at the line from Blake Johnson. But the 00 car trying to fight back on the high side, using the momentum line, trying to keep that big, heavy car wound up all the speed he can find underneath it. A little bit further around, but when you're going 10 miles an hour faster, it makes up for all that time these guys are wasting on the bottom, staying out of the throttle. And right now, great battle for the lead. Reed Rundle, Blake Johnson. Ryan Fisher has secured third away from Randall Nicholas. And then Chris Johnson from your B main all the way up inside the top 5 already. Battle still at the front. 43 car of Reed Rundle now clear by a car length. About 5 laps shy of halfway right here. Rundle running right through the middle. Johnson running up top. Fisher running about a lane lower than Rundle in your top 3 right now. Now Fisher moves into a very similar line to Rundle, and he pulls alongside Blake Johnson for a second, but Johnson had a lot of momentum out of the corner. He was able to drive back by heading into turn 3. Watch the battle for second here. Johnson's on the top. Fisher's on the bottom, and that time Johnson just too much momentum. He clears Fisher now and can set his sights solely on the 43 car in front of him. 14 down, 21 to go. Randall Nicholas trying to fight his way back into the battle for the top 3 spots. Chris Johnson behind that. Jason Enoch. Justin Blackburn from a third in the B main all the way up to 7th. Ricky Johnson battling for 8th with Corey Funk. Funk on the high side. See some damage on the right front and the hood of that 11 car, but it did not slow him down on the exit of 4 right there. Funk back to 9th, and here comes Budzine, the 77 car, into the 10th spot. Tony the Itch right there in 11th, Steve Nicholas. And then the 2 cars off the track on the infield, Gross and Burnside. But right now, Reed Rundle starting to get away from 2nd and 3rd place. Blake Johnson trying to keep him reeled in, hoping for a small mistake out of that 43 car. Randall Nicholas reeling in the 41 of Ryan Fisher back here. We just crossed the halfway point. You see the damage on the left front of the 41 car. Doesn't seem to be affecting him one bit. He is able to move that car around line to line. Chris Johnson has settled into 5th. He's got a good gap in front of him to run down Nicholas and a big gap behind him. Enoch not really making up any ground at all. Those guys running fairly similar lap times. We're watching 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right here as Reed Rundle has put himself 3/4 of a second ahead in the lead, and he is just running the same line lap after lap. That 43 car. Still Rundle, Blake Johnson, Ryan Fisher, Randall Nicholas, and Chris Johnson, your top 5. Jason Enoch, Corey Funk, Justin Blackburn, Gary Budzine, and Tony Ichkowski in the top 10. Big blink from the 00 car. Almost 9/10 of a second since the last time we checked the gap. So Rundle very slowly making his way out in front. Was a 10th quicker the last lap. Ran a 6 flat to a 7.2. This time by 00 car. 10th and a half quicker. So close the gap back down to 3/4 of a second. 12 laps to go this time by the 35 lap feature, going by very quickly for the street stocks here. Another 10th of a second that time from Blake Johnson. Johnson finding something, running way out up against that cushion up there, right in the marbles, finding some grip. Been faster the last 3 laps. This time, identical lap time, so no gain at all for the 00 car. Still Rundle, Johnson, Fisher, Nicholas, Johnson, Enoch, Funk, Blackburn, Budzine, and Ichkowski, your top 10. So we are down to 10 laps to go. Go and watch from the driver's seat here, Blake Johnson. He tries to run down Reed Rundle. Down to a half a second. He was a 10th of a second faster the last lap. This time by half a 10th quicker. Rundle now going way to the bottom. That is really allowing this 00 car to close the gap. You can see it closing from this angle. 8 to go this time by, down to 3.5 tenths. A little over a 10th quicker that time. Down to a handful of car lengths, maybe 3 total now. Rundle through 3 and 4. 7 laps to go. Blake Johnson closing the gap and just keeps running that car right up at the top there. Not against the wall, but in a very good line right around here. And he's able to get that car right on angle, keep his momentum up. You saw a little bobble out of the 43 car. And now he's going to pull alongside Blake Johnson on the top side. Rundle now is going to have to find some more horses if he's going to hang on to the lead. Coming to 5 to go this time. Reed Rundle. He's been your leader for about 28 laps now. Still in front that time, but only 3/4 of a car. Little contact there, little contact behind. 00 car around and into the infield. So far, no caution. He is going to bring that car back out, but now the circumstances have changed at the front. 4 to go this time by, and Ryan Fisher now starting to close the gap on Reed Rundle. The 43 car going away at the end of this one. It's pretty much been the Reed Rundle show the entire race, and now he's got a challenger. Had one in the 00 car. They made a little contact out of 2, and Fisher was right on top of it. He ended up turning the 00 the rest of the way around, kind of taking him out of the picture at this point. We'll see if Fisher has anything at all for Rundle. 2 to go this time. Still about 3 car lengths. Down the back stretch into turns 3 and 4. Totally different lines that time. Rundle on the top side. White flag in the air. We'll see if Fisher stays running the same line he did in 1 and 2 last time. He does stay at the top. What's going to happen down 3 and 4? Is Rundle going to stay up there and keep that big 43 car wound up? Out of turn 4. Checkered flag in hand. Reed Rundle picks up the win. Ryan Fisher and Randall Nicholas, your top 3. Chris Johnson in 4th. Jason Enoch in the 5th spot. I know for sure we're going to get a chance to talk to Mr. Rundle here. Have him bring the car. Try to get Reed to bring the car around to the front stretch and park it for us. It'll take him a victory lap, I'm sure. Good spot to park it right there. Give him a second to catch his breath. Get ready to go here, and then we'll find out what that battle was like there towards the end of that thing with all those guys running him back down.
I'm here.
All right, man. Well, we just said we were going to talk to you about, you jumped out front there early. You got quite a bit of distance, a little over a second between yourself and Blake there, and then he ran you back down, man. Those last handful of laps, could you tell he was coming, or was it just that contact there when you came off of 2 to let you know there was a car around you?
No, I knew it was there. It was one of those things where you get complacent. I was out for a little bit of a lead, and then I started to relax. And it's one of them things as far as when you're running like that, I feel bad because I came up on Blake. That's not usually what, how we race as far as that goes. And I apologize to him because he was making a good run out of it, and so was Ryan.
Yeah, it looked like he was running a completely different line, and he started to make up a tenth and a half on some of those laps there, especially the last 10. You just kind of stayed married to the middle, just more comfortable there, or you didn't know that top side was that quick?
No, that's one of those things when you're out in lead and no mirrors as far as watching what's going on behind you, that kind of stuff. I was just kind of running the middle, and I did see him starting to come back up, but it was my mistake for moving up late like I did.
Well, it was still a great run. You win in what we're going to call the test race tonight. 15, 16 cars, whatever it was here, 14, 15 cars, and the guys ran very clean. Your perspective on what you think it's going to be like going forward as you begin the season?
Well, one of the things is that we were hoping for a bigger car count tonight. Obviously, that didn't happen, but I know that once the season starts, and we may even see more in the limited late models here a little bit later, Rockford had the National Short Track Championships today. I know there were some guys out there. They may have gotten home a little bit late, so that could have impacted our car count for tonight. But I can tell you right now that guys like J.J. Schilling, who took the championship in our summer series, Andy is always a great run. I was kind of surprised to see him clip that tire and stuff like that. But I think you're going to see this kind of racing throughout the field. And, we get 20, 25 guys in here. It should be a lot of fun.
All right, man. Well, some quick shout-outs, thank yous, and we'll let you guys get set up for race number 2, which I know is going to be starting here in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, shout-outs, friend Pat Haney, longtime Milwaukee area short track guy, and owned Buddy's Racing Equipment for, I don't know, about 50 or 60 years or something like that. He's came out as a sponsor for us at the beginning of last season. We've been running him on all of our dirt cars. Obviously, the wife, Premier Fabricating, those guys, they're all a big help. And the wife, like I said, for letting me race here on a regular basis.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Look forward to seeing you in the limited late models here shortly.
Thanks, Roger.
All right, Reed Rundle wins tonight in the street stock, and he'll go over and jump in that late model car, get ready to do this whole thing again. Take a quick look at our results. Rundle won it. Fisher was second. Nicholas third. Chris Johnson runs fourth. Jason Enoch in fifth. Corey Funk in sixth. Justin Blackburn was seventh. Eighth to Gary Budzine. Ninth, Steve Nicholas. 10th to Tony Ichkowski. Ricky Johnson in 11th. Blake Johnson comes home in 12th after a late race, a little bit of contact you heard Mr. Rundle talk about. And then Andrew Gross and John Burnside both into their nights on the trailer early. Fun run for these guys. They're going to rack it all back up. Bring them out here with the limited late models right back here at Charlotte in just a few minutes. We are going to shut things down, get everything re-racked, and be ready to go again for you in just a few minutes. As always, guys, thanks for tuning in. We hope to see you back on the next one if you haven't already on the Facebook page, the Dirt Racing Network. Like, share, follow. Over on YouTube and Twitch. Subscribe to those channels. Every single time we go live, 5 times a week. Until we see you in the next one, everybody. All right, welcome back, everyone. Dirt Racing Network still bringing you the best in dirt racing live right here from the dirt track at Charlotte. Hales Corner Sim Racing League Limited Late Model Series. If you were with us a little bit ago, you saw these guys in the street stock cars put on a very, very good feature show, 35 laps. They are back again, this time in the limited late model. We're ready to do a couple of heat races. Quick B main and then a 35 lap feature for you. A lot of the same names from the first race in here. One or two changed out. So we'll get to see some new blood in the server, so to speak. Appreciate everybody tuning back in. Don't forget, like, share, follow on the Facebook page, The Dirt Racing Network. If you're over on the YouTube or Twitch, one, say hi in the chat. Two, subscribe to the channel. You'll know every time we go live. Up to 5 nights a week now, Sunday through Thursday. Don't forget, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern, double header. Dirt Slingers. Monday Night Thunder, race number 1. Their fixed 360 Wing Sprint Car Series will be at Lernerville Speedway, and then they will turn around, give the guys a chance to run their own setups in the cars and run at Volusia in race number 2. Always proves to be a fantastic show for them. Under a minute left in the practice session. These guys will get ready to go down and do their qualifying and their driver's meeting. We'll get ready to start our pre-race ceremonies here just momentarily. Turn it over to our track announcer now.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, big thank you to the Foley boys once again, helping us out with the invocation and the national anthem. Always fun hearing those guys. Qualifying on track. Everybody's pretty much done right now. Reed Rundle atop the heap again. Did the same in the street stock. Ryan Fisher, Chris Johnson, Gary Budzine, and Ricky Johnson, your top 5 right there. Top 5 separated by just about 1/10 of a second. A 16.363 second A lap for Reed Rundle, 16.475 in 5th place, Ricky Johnson's car. We'll separate these guys out into a couple of heat races here momentarily. First time to announce for this group, and a test for them guys to see if they want to use the Dirt Racing Network for their future. So if you like what you're seeing and you're part of the Hales Corner group, make sure that you let the guys know that you did enjoy what you saw here on the Dirt Racing Network. Drop by and do the like, share, follow, and subscribe thing. I see my man Tim Nichols in the chat. Hello, Timothy. Thank you for starting a watch party. I know that's what you do every single night. And a couple of weeks is when these guys are going to get started, Dean, so you'll be back just in time for the new season. The guys down here at the dirt track at Charlotte tonight. 35 laps will be our feature. Just waiting for the final alignments for the heat races. No, we're going to have 2. Should be 7 cars in the first one, 6 cars in the second one. Everybody going to make it to the feature. We'll have about 3 cars out here for a little B main, so these guys can get some extra laps in and figure out where they want to run on the speedway during that feature. A little bit of an advantage, actually, for those guys that have to run the B main because they can figure out where the track's starting to get slick and know where they're going to need to move to. So, not a terrible decision to put a B main out there for some of these guys. You see the clock run out right there. And it will start separating them into their groups. Kick me out 2 heat races. We will get ready to show you the lineup for heat race number 1. On the pole, the Extreme Speed Cyclone Motorsports number 7. From Caledonia, Wisconsin, Steve Nicholas. On the outside of him, the Sorens Ford at number 11 from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, Ricky Johnson. Row 2 on the inside, the Shark RC Car Bodies number 112 from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, Chris Johnson. And on the outside of him, the Buddies Racing Equipment TDC Racing Team at number 43 from Oxford, Michigan, Reed Rundle. In the third row on the inside will be the 00 of Blake Johnson on his outside, the 64 Randy Werner. And on the back row by himself, going to be Jason Enoch. A little technical snafu there. Don't know why that jumped all the way through those. All right, pace truck should head off the next time we come around out of turn 2. He'll jump to the infield. We'll see Steve Nicholas and Ricky Johnson get us started out of turn number 4. Well, we love dirt racing too, Dean, and that's why we try to bring you as much of it as we possibly can. Just waiting for the flag man to hang the green flag out over the speedway right here. Heat race number 1. Hales Corner Sim Racing League Limited Late Models underway. And they let the 7 car get way out in front of the field on the start, and he is going to easily have the lead coming out of 2. Ricky Johnson settled into 3rd. Chris Johnson was in 4th, but Reed Rundle's working around the top side trying to take that away as we come down to complete lap 1 of 12. And Reed Rundle now working his way to the inside of Ricky Johnson. 43 car headed forward. Has a nose in front going into turn 3. That's the battle for 2nd. Steve Nicholas already establishing himself well in front of these guys. As it is going to be Reed Rundle in a 2nd. Then Ricky Johnson, Chris Johnson, Blake Johnson, Jason Enoch, and Randy Brunner in that order. You can see the lead for the 7 of Nicholas About 10 car lengths. That equals out to about 0.8 of a second. Make it closer to 12 car lengths right there. Everybody else kind of single filed out now. 2nd through 7th still within reaching distance of each other, but the leader really starting to check out on these guys. He's getting great drive out of turn 2. Reed Rundle may be finding something here. He closed the gap a little down the backstretch. You see the 43 car run right through the middle. No change that time. Almost identical lap times. These guys through turns 3 and 4 here from the pit side entrance camera. That time, almost 0.2 of a second faster. The 43 of Reed Rundle over the 7 of Steve Nicholas. Ricky Johnson still in 3rd, but he has a good distance back. And he's got Chris Johnson right behind him, just past the halfway point. 5 to go that time. Battle starting to heat up for the lead. Rundle can continue to do what he is doing. He is closing it down a little here, a little there, a few feet at a time. A lap or 2 to go. We're going to see a good battle for the lead in our first heat race. Yeah, we're going to have to start doing something about those Johnson boys and give them a nickname or something. 3 to go this time, and Rundle is there. He had the nose up under the left rear corner of the 7 machine of Steve Nicholas off of turn 4 the last time by. See if he can get it down in there again. A little bit of extra momentum. He may try to work to the outside. Now tries to cut the car down to the inside. You see the right rear corner pushed in on that 7 machine as he kept the 43 pinned down to the inside. That should seal the deal. Nicholas can keep the car square coming out of turn 4. You'll see the white flag, and he's got a pretty healthy gap. Battle for 3rd now. Chris Johnson around Ricky Johnson on the inside, the 112 machine. Chris Johnson takes over 3rd on the white flag lap, but our leader going through 3 and 4 for the final time. Going to win heat race number 1. Steve and Nicholas. Reed Rundle 2nd. Chris Johnson 3rd. Ricky Johnson 4th. Jason Enoch in 5th. And Randy Brunner in 6th. Blake Johnson, the 00 car. Trouble for him. Took that car in a couple of laps ago to the infield. And heat race number 1 in the books. We'll put heat race number 2 gridding out on the front stretch for us. On to the pole, the Extreme Speed Cyclone Motorsports number 16 from Racine, Wisconsin, Randall Nicholas. On the outside of him in the 14 going to be Andrew Gross. Row 2 on the inside, the GB Restoration and Repair number 77 from East Troy, Wisconsin, Gary Budzine. And on the outside of him in the Pincala Auto Solutions number 41 from Oak Creek, Wisconsin, Ryan Fisher. Inside, row number 3, the Black Flag Racing number 10 from West Allis, Wisconsin, Tony Itzkowski. And on the outside of him in the 55 machine, going to be John Burnside. Just a test for these guys tonight. See how they like being on the Dirt Racing Network. So if you're enjoying the show and you want to see these guys every Sunday night, be sure to reach out to the guys over at Hales Corner Sim Racing League and let them know you enjoyed the show. You want to see them keep it going. And if you didn't, send us a message here on the Dirt Racing Network. Let us know what you did not like. We're always in the market to make changes to improve the show for you. 5 nights a week. We've got Hales Corner on Sundays now. Dirt Slingers on Mondays. Sim 500 Dirt Division on Tuesdays. Dirt Slingers on Wednesdays and Thursdays. A variety of different cars. Late model, street stocks, all kinds of sprint cars, modifieds. There's something for your taste if you like dirt racing just about every single night. Pace truck about to make the hard left turn. Heat racer number 2, Randall Nicholas, Andrew Gross, ready to get us going. Green flag is out. Heat race number 2 underway, side by side, 3 rows deep. down through turns 1 and 2. Who will have the advantage when we get back to the start-finish line? Right now, dead heat on that front row. There you see Andrew Gross with a little extra power into 3, and he's going to take the lead coming out of turn 4. Nicholas second. Fisher, 41 machine, up to the 3rd spot. Budzine into that 77 machine, riding in 4th. Then it's Burnside and Hitchkowski in that order. We're about to complete lap number 2, heat race number 2. Top 4 pretty much under a blanket right now. Gross able to eke out about 5 car lengths of a lead. Great battle for second. Fisher on the top, Nicholas on the bottom. Budzine puts the 77 machine in the middle, tried to make it 3 wide right there. Now Nicholas secures second away, and the battle's going to be for 3rd and 4th. Fisher up top, Budzine on the bottom. Budzine took a peek on the inside of the 16 car. Nicholas, that was all the way up for second. Great battle here for 3rd place. Heat race number 2. Now Budzine able to get a drive off the corner. But here comes Fisher back on the bottom. Kept it out of the left side of the 77 car, and he's going to settle for 4th. Up front, 2 leaders running nearly identical lap times. 16.509 to 16.526. It's Andrew Gross now starts to get away from the field. 0.7 of a second that time. Randall Nicholas, 16 car in the second. 5 laps to go the next time by. Budzine tried to make a challenge there for a second. Lost a lot of ground out of 2. 5 to go signal from the flagman right there. Still 3/4 of a second, 1st to 2nd. Another 1/2 a second from 2nd to 3rd, and then under 0.3 of a second from the 77 of Budzine back to Fisher. Fisher trying to make a race out of 3rd again. Laps just winding too far down. Take a peek back here, the 10 car. Tony Hitchkowski. Oh, and right when we put the camera on him, he finds the infield tractor tire. And that is never helpful to the front end of one of these machines. That allowed the 55 of Burnside to go by. We'll go back to our leader. Still 3/4 of a second. There are 2.5 laps to go. Nicholas still in 2nd place, but Budzine and Fisher right behind him. Only a couple of laps left in this one. You see your top 4. White flag in hand of the flagman, shows it to Andrew Gross one more time around. Heat race number 2 coming to its conclusion. Nicholas, Budzine, and Fisher. Your top 4 now. Fisher tried to show Budzine he was going to move him off the line. Didn't work. Gross wins it. Nicholas second, Budzine third, Fisher in 4th, and then Burnside and Hitchkowski in that order. So heat racing done. We should see a short B main here. 3 cars. They're going to grid out. It'll be Blake Johnson, the 00 car on the pole. Tony Hitchkowski on the outside of him. And Randy Brunner. These guys will run to 15 laps, make up the final 2 rows in our feature tonight. We're just waiting for the pace truck to roll them off from the start-finish line here on the front stretch. I think they expected a little higher car count, but they were ready to do a test run, and you just got to go with what you got some nights. Trust me, as a league owner, I understand the frustration of not having your full complement of drivers in for each show, but as long as the guys have a good time when they come in and race, it's really all that matters. Put on a good show for the fans. All right, lights are going off on the pace truck. They're going to go around one more time. When they come out of turn 4, we will go green 15 laps. Everybody's transferring through. This is a little extra practice for these guys. And they're racing for a little bit of pride here. You can say, I won the B main. All right, Blake Johnson. Tough luck in the street stock race. Was running down Reed Rundle with about 5 to go. They made a slight bit of contact, and it just got his car so out of shape. He couldn't keep it under him. He ended up finishing about 14th in that race. But he is in the B main, and he gets a good start on the front row. He is going to take the lead down through turns 1 and 2. It's Kowski. Got that 10 car way high and in the marbles, out of shape, and he is going to allow Tony Brunner to go, or excuse me, Randy Brunner to go right around him. Now Brunner going to try to run that 00 car down. He is running about a lane wider at the entry of the corner. We'll see what he can do this time. Lap times will start to show up. 16.6, 9.6 to a 16.578. So Brunner about a tenth quicker. See if he can run Blake Johnson down. Running him down is one thing, passing the guy is another out here, especially when everybody wants the same piece of real estate. Keep our eye on the 64 car here. It's Kowski. A little slower, running back here just a little bit. Last lap, the 2 leaders nearly identical, 6.99 to a 7.31. Starting to see that 00 car stretch things out just a little bit now. Finding some rhythm, figuring out where he wants to put that right rear into that sticky stuff closer to the top. He is running consistent 16.88. That time, Randy Brunner with a 16.68, able to close the gap back up just a little. 6 down, 9 to go. 6.13 to a 7.16, so a tenth quicker that time for Blake Johnson. He stretches the lead out to nearly a second. Run through the corners here, halfway that time by. Watch from inside the 64 car for a lap or two here. Watch the line these guys are running. Limited late models, very low with the horsepower, very small with the cubic engines. Really about keeping your momentum up in this car, making sure that you don't bog that engine way down. And you can hear the engine sound changing. Your 2 leaders running almost mirror times for lap times right now, so nobody making up any ground right now. 3/4 of a second. That was all done when we first got in the car right there for Brunner. He is down to 4 to go. Almost identical lap times once again. 6.98 to 7.52. That time, big slip from Johnson. Gave up a couple of car lengths there. We're running out of laps quickly here. Going to be 2 to go this time by. Tony Itzkowski still running, but a good 4.5 seconds back. You can see he's in the middle of 3 and 4. These guys turn again to turns 1 and 2. 2 to go that time by. Gap remaining right around 6.5 to 7/10 of a second. The white flag is out over the B main. Blake Johnson, Randy Brunner. 1-2 with Tony Itzkowski. Right in behind them about 4 seconds. But it looks like Blake Johnson's going to pick up the win in the B main. He will start 11th in our feature tonight. Randy Brunner will start 12th, and Tony Itzkowski will start 13th as we wrap up our B main. quick word from our sponsors. Big thank you to Tim over at Tim Sims. As we get ready to run down our lineup tonight. On the pole for the 35-lap feature will be the 77 of Gary Budzine on his outside, the 112 of Chris Johnson. Row 2 on the inside, 16 of Randall Nicholas on the outside of him. Feature winner from our street stock race in the 43, Reed Rundle. The row 3 inside, the 14 of Andrew Gross on the outside, Steve Nicholas in the 7. In the 4th row, inside, Ricky Johnson, the 11 car, Ryan Fisher, the 41 on the outside. Row 5 will be Jason Enoch, the 66 inside, the 55 of John Burnside on the outside. And in the 6th row, the B-Main winner in the 00, Blake Johnson on the outside of him, Randy Brunner in the 64. And on the back row for a 35-lap feature, going to be the 10 car of Tony Itzkowski. "35 laps on the board. Rundle won the street stock race. Can he sweep tonight? So the orange and white number 43. Blake Johnson had a great run in the street stocks until the late going, where he and Rundle had a little bit of contact coming out of turn 2. He had to work his way through the B main here in the limited late model race, and he's going to start 11th. We'll see if he can make his way to the front. Lights off on the pace truck. Hard left, middle of the backstretch. And then Budzine and Chris Johnson will control the field, headed down to 3 and 4. See the green flag in the hand of our starter. We're ready to show it to the guys. Get 35 laps underway here. Green flag in the air. Good start for all the drivers. It's going to be 2 by 2 all the way back through the field into turns 1 and 2. Little contact. 14 car. Gross got up under the 16 of Nicholas, and that is going to shake things up at the front now. Budzine's going to lead lap 1. Reed Rundle pulled to the inside of the 112 of Chris Johnson, and caution right there. We'll see how this all shakes out. Ricky Johnson, the 11 car, backwards. Let's go back and see. This all started back here on the front stretch right after the start. You're going to see that 14 car there. He is going to get into the back of the 16. Down in turns 1 and 2. That is just going to start a chain reaction, I think, carried all the way down and into turns 3 and 4. Everybody kind of getting them sideways. We are watching Ricky Johnson because he is the car that got away the latest from everything. The 16 of Nicholas is already sideways, and he collects. Johnson, I think he and Itzkowski get into it down here. Caution didn't come out for that. I could have swore. Now we are under caution. Everybody trying to catch up to the field now. That is what we're doing here. They got away so late, and they were still trying to catch up to the back of the field that they were having to run the cars pretty hard to try and get there. So with 4 laps complete, Budzine, Rundle, Chris Johnson, Steve Nicholas, Fisher, Gross, Brunner, Blake Johnson, all the way up to 8th already. Enoch and Iskowski, your top 10. Burnside, Randall Nicholas, and Ricky Johnson, 11th, 12th, and 13th. Two by two once again. Oh, 50 laps. I thought we were doing 35 for the test night. We're doing 50 laps. These guys really going to put on a long show for you. That's fantastic. Good to see them doing 50 laps in a late model. That's a late model show right there. So we get ready to go back to green. 45 laps still remaining. And once again, the restart. Ooh, little checkups here and there. A little bit of nose to tail action. They're going to go through 1 and 2. 41 car of Fisher. Good runs through the middle. He had to check up a little for Chris Johnson right in front of him, but around the high side out of turn. Number 4, the 43 car. Reed Rundle, the leader once again, takes it over at the end of lap 5. Budzine in second. Chris Johnson in third. Steve Nicholas, the 7 car, running fourth. Then it's Ryan Fisher and Andrew Gross, as you see, I believe to be the 16 and the 11. And they're going to come up on another car here who just got away. I believe that Mr. Johnson is in this. We're going to watch the 0-0 car. Already a little bent up. Gets a little help from the 66 and the 10. That car. That's the car we saw up there against the top of the track. He got help from Enoch. And once the car is upside down, must be taken to the work area and kept there. So the 0-0 Blake Johnson, his night ending early in the late model race. Rundle Budzine, Chris Johnson, Steve Nicholas, Ryan Fisher, Andrew Gross, Randy Brunner, John Burnside, Tony Itzkowski, Jason Enoch, the top 10, then Randall Nicholas and Ricky Johnson, the remaining cars on the track. So we get ready to go back to green on lap number 11. Reed Rundle waiting on the flag man to show the green flag. There it is. Racing resuming. Good starts up front by everybody here. Still 2x2 all the way through the corners. Oh, a little contact here. 64 car of Brunner, 55 car of Burnside. A little contact again down 3 and 4. That allows Itzkowski on the inside. There's contact. A little bit of this, a little bit of that into the fence. Couple of 3, 4 cars. I see the 7 car of Nicholas. Everybody going to keep on facing forward. We're going to stay green. But a big shake-up in our running order. Top 4 still the same. Rundle, Budzine, Johnson, Gross. Ryan Fisher, 5th. Now Itzkowski up to the 6th spot. Then Enoch, Randall Nicholas in the 16 car. Randy Brunner, the 64. And Ricky Johnson, the 11th. All running inside your top 10. Battle for second. Chris Johnson got the inside on Budzine. He takes that spot away in 3 and 4. Rundle, sizable lead. 1 full second down the backstretch over Chris Johnson. Budzine on the high side. Oh, contact there. 41 car of Ryan Fisher. A little bit of contact down into turns 3 and 4 with the 14. This is coming down the backstretch right here as they go off into 3 and 4. 14 car through the middle. 41 car just a little bit of a drift up the hill. And he puts a little bit of right rear. Up against Gross's car. And Gross couldn't hang on to the car. He is going to go way, way to the back. 0-0 car, put a new nose piece onto that car, and he's back on the track. Several laps down, 6 to be exact, but all 13 cars are back in the running order. It looks like they didn't put a new nose piece, they just straightened out the old one. Best they could. So Rundle, Johnson, Budzine, Fisher, Itzkowski, Enoch, Nicholas Brunner, Ricky Johnson, and Steven Nicholas, your top 10 right now. Restart on lap number 18. Still 33 laps to go. Green flag back in the air. Good restart once again. 5 rows deep, 2 wide, down through turns 1 and 2. Watch your leader start to streak away. Right out of turn 2, Rundle over Johnson. We're watching back in the field. That's Ricky Johnson, the 11 car. Good move into 3. It's going to move him all the way to 8. He almost got 3 wide. In between Enoch and Nicholas right there. Oh, big contact. 64 car caught the grass on the inside. Shot across into that 16 car, and he shot up into the 11. That puts Johnson into the outside fence. Loses the lower valence on the front of that number 11 car. That definitely will affect the handling. Up here, we're going to watch Ryan Fisher around the top side, trying to take third away from Gary Budzine. Rundle Johnson, then Budzine in third for the time being, but that time Fisher has it at the line. 41 machine up to third, slider from him, and Budzine crosses that easily, takes a spot. Here comes Ichkowski closing in. He's running fifth, but he'd like to move forward. 10 car having a way better run in the late model than he did in the street stock. Seemed to struggle with that Chevy Camaro street stock earlier. And now right in here battling, he's inside Ryan Fisher in the 41. That's for a 4th spot, trying to show the nose of the 77 of Gary Budzine. It's a battle at the front, going to start to heat up, but we're going to watch this one for just a second right here. There they go in the single file order. Budzine in third, Ichkowski in fourth, and Fisher in fifth. And now Reed Rundle starting to feel the pressure from the 112 machine. Chris Johnson chopping that corner off early, getting down to the bottom and getting the run off the exit, using the downward momentum of the hill out of 1 and 2. Got him alongside, but didn't get him the lead that time. Now Rundle trying to stay in the middle. Short away around for the 112. He's got the lead headed into 3. Halfway home this time by 25 down, 25 to go. New leader Chris Johnson to the front. Reed Rundle still trying to battle. Bring that 43 car back around the 112. Just too much off the bottom for the 112, and he's able to streak out to about 2 car lengths down the backstretch and hang on to that. Go back and look at third. Budzine has gotten away from Ichkowski. Battle heating up for 5th. Fisher, the 41, has it. Enoch, the 66, trying to take it away. Back to the leaders. Rundle, not able to close the gap and maintain the closure. Gets it in 3 and 4, loses a lot in 1 and 2. Now starting to run the same line. Sees what the 112 car is doing, trying to mirror that. He's going to try to get a little lower in 3 and 4. Not that time. 28 laps in the book. Lap car is going to be a factor. The 00 car of Blake Johnson on the same straightaway with your leaders now. Budzine still third. Ichkowski fourth. Enoch now battling side by side with Fisher. He's got 5th at the line that time. Jason Enoch up to 5th. Ryan Fisher to 6th. Randy Brunner in 7th. Andrew Gross, a 14 car, saw him get spun out early. He's now back inside the top 10 in 8th. Ricky Johnson with that missing lower valence runs in 9th. Steve Nicholas, Randall Nicholas, John Burnside, and Blake Johnson. Johnson about to be lapped by the leader, Chris Johnson. Johnson now enjoying a half a second lead over Rundle, starting to get away from the 43. Caution is going to save the 00 from going a lap down. We will look at the 66 car of Jason Enoch. Into 3 and 4, car down low, comes out, little touch, little help. Sometimes when you check up quickly like that, the guy behind you does not have time to react, and he's going to slide you right up across his nose, spin you the rest of the way around. So 33 laps in the books. Johnson, Rundle, Budzine, Ichkowski, Fisher, Brunner, Gross, Ricky Johnson up to 8th, Steve Nicholas, and then Randall Nicholas. Jason Enoch Blake Johnson being given waiver rounds to get their cars back to, if not on, the lead lap, at least get them closer to being on. I do not think the Blake Johnson's going to get there this time. Going to be about 2 laps down as the lights are off on the pace truck. These guys are getting lined up 2 by 2 back here on the backstretch, getting ready to go green. He should be 2 laps down. They catch another caution. That should be enough to get him the rest of the way back onto the lead lap so he can race 4 positions. 15 laps to go. We're going to get the green flag right here out of turn number 4. Chris Johnson, Reed Rundle on the front row, and the green flag is back in the air. Johnson and Rundle side by side through 1 and 2, and Johnson just a lot of drive off the bottom of the corner. He is going to be able to power ahead, take the lead back right here. 14 laps to go. Rundle now took a peek to the inside. Can he get the drive off the bottom? Able to maintain that gap. Still Budzine in 3rd, Fisher, and then Ichkowski 4th and 5th. Go back and watch this right here. Starting to get single file 14 car to the top side. That is Andrew Gross. Trying to stay wound up. Not able to clear the 7 car of Steve Nicholas that time. Falls back in the line. Back to the front. 3 car lengths separate 1st from 2nd. Another 4 car lengths from 2nd to 3rd. Make it 5-6 now. A little bit bigger gap coming out of turn 4 as Rundle was able to find some speed, move forward. Has to check up for Johnson that time. Johnson got out of shape. Off of turn 2, coming to the 10 to go mark. Still Chris Johnson, Reed Rundle 1-2. Gary Butzine, Ryan Fisher, and Tony Ichkowski in the 5th spot. Rundle trying to go to the very bottom right there. You saw the car get a little out of shape. He didn't lose any ground, though. Budzine started to close the gap for just a second. Now he loses a lot of ground out of turn 2. Fisher safely into 4th. Ichkowski into 5th. He gets out of shape, no longer safe, as here comes Gross. The 14 car slinging it around the top side. When the 10 got out of shape, the 14 closed about 10 car lengths. Gross has got company down the inside, the 7 car. Steve Nicholas. They are both running down the 10 car of Ichkowski right now. That is 5th, 6th, and 7th right there. We're coming down to the 6 to go mark. Same gap at the front. Right around 0.3 of a second. Rundle using a little different entry now, trying to find some speed on the exits of 2 and 4. Takes the car in the middle and then cuts it right down to the bottom. Inside 5 to go. Chris Johnson still out in front. Rundle, Budzine, and Fisher in that order. 4.5 laps, and Rundle closes the gap down to under a car length. Takes it in wide, tries to bring it down to the bottom, didn't get it that time, lost about a car length. 3 to go. Still, Chris Johnson out in front with 2 to go. Top 4 have distanced themselves quite a bit from the rest of the field, so it is Johnson, Rundle, Butzine, and Fisher. As we are going to come through turns 3 and 4. White flag over the speedway. Chris Johnson gets to it first. If he can hang on for 4 more corners, he's going to pick up the win. The limited late models here tonight. Hales Corner Sim Racing League as he heads into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag out. The 112's your winner, Chris Johnson. Reed Rundle second. Gary Budzine in third. Top 3. Take them around on the front stretch, please. We'll bring the guys in, drop them into our waiting room. Get them to park the cars for us here on the front stretch. See what we can do with a little picture here. That one probably will have to do. We will get ready to talk to our third place finisher, Gary Budzine. You got a copy?
Yes, I do. How are you?
I am good, sir. Looked like that 77 machine was running pretty well out there. You come home third tonight, man. Talk to us about this 50-lap feature.
Well, I just didn't have nothing for Reed and Chris. I was trying to hang on to them guys, but I was trying to go low, trying to go high, and I was watching what Reed was doing, and nothing was working. It's just what I had. What I had is what I had.
Well, a third place finish is nothing to scoff at. These guys usually look like they're pretty quick around here. We saw Rundle out in front in the street stock race as well, so holding pace with him, that's something to be said right there. I've known Reed a long time, races really well. What was it like? Did the track change a lot for you out there? Were you able to find anything late in the run?
I wish I could say I did. I thought the line would move up a little bit. We were running the bottom, and it pretty much stayed from the bottom to the middle.
Well, still a great run, man. A third place. Looking forward to getting the season started here and starting to accumulate some points.
Oh, yeah. We're really looking forward to getting into this now and really buckling down and focusing a little bit more, and it's gonna be a good fun winter, I think.
All right, man. Well, some shout outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you celebrate a great run and get prepped up for the season.
All righty, thank you. I'd like to thank GB Restoration and Repair and Diamond Racing Wheels and Quality Custom Framing. Thanks a bunch, guys.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Look forward to seeing you during the season, sir.
You too. We'll hopefully do this again.
All right. Gary Budzine, your third place finisher. Let's get this guy back in here. He wins the first race, comes home second in the second race. Reed Rundle, you there, buddy?
You got me.
All right, man. You led a lot of this thing, and Johnson got around you late there. Talk to us about this feature and what it was going to take to maybe get back by him.
Well, I thought I learned my lesson in the street stock, so I went high, and it looks like the low line was the place to be. And Chris just ran nice and smooth. I was searching for grip, and I couldn't get anywhere, enough of a run. A couple times little bobbles, but that was it, man. It was a great race. I couldn't do anything to get back by him.
Yeah, we talked to Gary before this, and he said he's ready to get the season started and start accumulating points. Are you feeling the same way?
Absolutely. We'll have a little break here for a couple weeks, and I'm starting the season on the 25th. And like I said, in the street stock stuff, we should have quite a few more people in here. Some great racers that weren't here tonight, like I said, with things going on around the state of Wisconsin. But yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
All right, man. Shout outs, thank yous, and we'll let you guys celebrate a little bit and start getting prepped up for things in the future.
Yep, same shout outs as earlier. Buddy's Racing Equipment with Pat Haney on board, Premier Fabricating. We've got a couple other minor sponsors here that we'll bring on during the year, and we'll see what happens. But special thanks to you for putting this together as far as the broadcast. Doing a great job. We love to hear you, and thanks for everything.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, and we look forward to seeing you during the season, bud. Reed Rundle, your second place finisher. Let's get our winner. Let's see if we can find Chris Johnson. See if we can get a really good car angle here for him. You there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, man. Well, you did a great job. You worked your way around the 43 car. You pick up the win tonight. Talk to us about the feature run, that late pass, and bringing this thing home.
Well, I honestly, I don't usually run this good. I just was having one of those nights, I guess. I able to pass Reed. He's always tough to pass. Gary's tough to pass. I know Andy was right behind us, got in some kind of an altercation, but he'd probably be sitting here instead of me, to be honest with you. But just one of those nights, I was able to get it done.
Well, still a good run. It looked like everything kind of worked out for you. Down on the bottom, when did you find out the bottom was going to be the place you were going to set the car to run?
Well, I kind of was behind when I was in third, running behind Gary. I noticed Reed and Gary both running the top, so I had to run the bottom if I was going to have a chance to pass them. So I just kept working it and finding my entry. I had to back it up a little bit to be able to hold the bottom. And once I got it going, I got in a pretty decent rhythm. I was able to just stretch it out.
Well, a great run to start the season. We asked the other two guys. We'll ask you the same question. You ready to start doing this thing for some points?
I am. I gotta say, all the guys that have joined this group since we started it, I'm really proud. I mean, the quality of the racing has gotten so much better. Everybody has gotten so much faster, and it's just a lot of fun. It's great. Like I was telling you in the prelim stuff, it's kind of almost like a Hales reunion every week, and I'm just really proud of all the guys. We're really looking forward to getting this winter series going. It's kind of the first couple seasons here have been a practice seasons, if you will, and once we get going, it'll be fun. I think we'll get a lot more guys once the big car racing's all done, and I know that we've got a couple of young guys in Indiana racing karts this weekend that weren't here. JJ, of course, our Summer Series champion. I believe he's at Rockford, maybe racing. I'm not sure if he was going to race or not, but so we should get a lot more cars, and it just should be a lot better racing. As good as it was tonight, it'll get better.
All right, man. Well, some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you go celebrate and get prepped up for the first season.
Yeah, we got Black Sheep Graphics. It's my nephew Blake and Shark RC Car Bodies, a good friend of mine, Paul Peterson, that's on the car as well. So, and appreciate you guys doing the broadcast.
All right. Well, thanks for chatting with us, and we look forward to seeing you in the winner's circle again during the season, bud.
Thank you.
Your winner tonight, Chris Johnson. Let's run down our results real quick here. Chris Johnson wins it. Reed Rundle second. Gary Budzin third. Ryan Fisher comes home fourth. Steve Nicholas fifth. Sixth to Tony Ichkowski. Andrew Gross in seventh. Ricky Johnson eighth. Randall Nicholas in the ninth spot. Jason Enoch was 10th. John Burns signed 11th. 12th to Randy Brunner and Blake Johnson rounded out the field. All in all, a great night for these guys with both races for their test tonight. Hopefully, they want to see more of their racing on the Dirt Racing Network. If you liked what you saw, be sure to let the guys over at Hales Corner Sim Racing League know. We'll keep them as a regular fixture on Sunday nights. For myself, Karastolfus, and Dominic Santina here at the Dirt Racing Network. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Keep it dirty until the next time. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night. We'll